Okay, so here's I would say key concept with flicking, which is something that a lot of people want to do. So firstly, the question is, well, why flick ever? Um, Most people want to do it like when they first watch fencing because they think it looks cool, like, oh hey, you're at, or and like conceptually like, oh, you're whipping the blade. That must be nifty, kind of like the slam dunk of fencing. So you're trying to like make something like that happen, okay? Where you're actually making the button press instead of just doing like a forward motion. Um, so one of the main advantages of that is, well, one, you can block and immediately hit something. So it can basically turn one, two movements. This would be like the most basic type of like, oh, someone's trying to hit me in the chest. I block them and now I hit them. And very clear, that's like two motions of the arm, right? But it could turn that into a single motion. So speed. Now the disadvantage of that might be range, right? If I'm actually able to whip the blade, well, by necessity, that means that the distance from like the hand to the tip is going to be shorter, right? If I'm trying to hit with the blade already in this position, okay, like that's the final place, it's a closer distance than if I was hitting with the blade in this position. So yeah, so there's that trade-off, and you might say, well, if I'm close enough to make this happen anyway, that's also going to be a very similar distance to where I'm close enough to hit with the blade hooked like this. So you might think, okay, well, if I expect the person to go like this way, like simply, that's a good chance for me to block and flick them. If I expect them to be trying to block and flick, that's a good chance for me to go, well, counterintuitively direct, or like with these little disengages, because you know that your reach is going to be longer. And I think from a coaching perspective, why I care about it is not just that since it allows you to hit quickly and with these pretty intense angles, for example, so like allowing you to hit someone in the back when they're like hunched over. You could see that like if someone were to be like, oh no, I'm trying to hide, like that kind of stuff, it really exposes the back area. So this type of motion where your tip is like reaching over and hitting them could be very useful. But in order to do that with different distances, you need to consider that you can completely make the button push just by using your fingers. So if I were to, let's say, hit myself in the foot here, okay, you could see that even without straightening the arm, I'm still hitting, right? That's much more difficult than if I were to do something like, or actually if I were to do a traditional kind of lunge where someone's doing kind of like this motion, right? And now all of a sudden the person has counterattacked into me and now I hit them, or they counterattack into me, parry and hit them, something